What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right. So this video right here is aimed and directed at the Milwaukee Bucks front office. Now, I know you guys won a championship recently, so, you're thinking, man, we don't really have to make too many changes, just a few minor adjustments here or there, and the Bucks will be good. No. Look, things have changed. Things have changed, even in the Western Conference. When the Bucks won that championship back in 2021, to the best of my memory, the only real competition the Bucks had that year were the Brooklyn Nets in the East. Since then, not only is Brooklyn playing absolute lights-out basketball, but now you got Boston right there. Hell, as bad as Milwaukee's been playing, even though I don't have any confidence in the world that Philly's going to win a title, they could possibly beat Milwaukee in a series. If Joel Embiid comes out and dominates, and James Harden actually has a couple of games where, lo and behold, his shot falls, and then Tyrese Maxey's healthy, and Tobias Harris is hitting some shots, the few that he's going to get. But, the Eastern Conference as a whole, hell, even Miami, even though I think they're not playing very well overall, you never know with a veteran team like that in a series. So my point is, the Eastern Conference has gotten stronger. The Western Conferences have definitely gotten stronger. And Giannis is a once-in-a-generational talent. He is the most talented Milwaukee Bucks player, or the most dominant, I would say at least, since Kareem. That's a 1-in-a-50-year player. And your Bulls hitting around with him? It don't make no motherfucking sense what they're doing, man. Now look, I know it looks great seeing Giannis putting up these numbers. 32 points per game, 12 rebounds, over 5 assists. It's the highest scoring average. I've mentioned this time and time again. He's on pace to have the greatest scoring season for a power forward in the history of the NBA. Then again, it's so much easier to score, but still. The difference with Giannis versus some of these other guys who are scoring, it's the way Giannis scores. Giannis uses a lot of his physicality. He uses his, he drives to the basket, contact. Oftentimes, Giannis is up in the air, risk getting fouled. Plus, he plays on both sides of the floor at a high rate. So, Giannis is expending more energy than these other guys. Plus, he puts himself at risk more, just from the way he plays, right? The way he moves and all that. A lot of these other guys, they tend to get a lot of their buckets off of jump shots. So the wear and tear is more on Giannis. You would want Giannis, to be honest with you, playing 32 minutes, maybe averaging 27, 12, 6. The assists, maybe even close to 7 assists. Because that would be an indication that Giannis is playing around guys who are knocking down some shots. But look what happened in the last game. They played the Washington Wizards. Giannis misses the game with a knee injury or knee issues, right? Which already kind of makes me a little bit concerned, because I said in videos I'm concerned about him doing too much. Team didn't even score 100 points, and they lost 118-95 to the Wizards. Somehow, some way in this game, Kyle Kuzma out-rebounds, I think, everybody on the Milwaukee Bucks. Brook Lopez only scores 8 points on 3 of 10 shooting. Serge Ibaka only goes 2 of 7 from the floor, 4 points. Bobby Portis did get 19 points and 10 rebounds, but only went 6 of 16 from the floor. Grayson Allen continues to shoot like crap for the Milwaukee Bucks. 13 points, but 4 of 11 from the floor, 3 of 9 from three-point range. Joe Ingles misses all 4 of his shot attempts, did not score. And once again, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton were no-goes. The way this team is going, they're not going to win a championship. And if the Milwaukee Bucks front office doesn't show any inclination to really make any serious moves, I see Giannis out of there eventually. He's going to get tired of losing, tired of doing everything. I mean, what's next? Next year, you're going to be paying you're going to be paying Chris Middleton $41 million on a new contract. And, he's still only playing 50 games a year, averaging 14. While Giannis is averaging 33 and 14 and doing everything and starting to now get hurt a little bit more. And he's going to get the fuck up out. He's going to get the fuck up out of there. That's what's going to happen. All right? I'm just to the point now, and I didn't want to go there again because last year I kind of learned my lesson, not appreciating Chris Middleton. But if you're not available, if you can't play, you know what I'm saying? If you're not playing, and I know he can't help it, he's hurt or whatever, man, but sometimes, as a fan, you get kind of like irritated by these guys because the reports were that he was ready. So I just hope this ain't another situation like Lonzo Ball, where, he's still having pain and it's April and he's still having pain and he doesn't play in the playoffs again. I don't know, man. But, I just think Giannis, as I said before, is like the Rodney Dangerfield of the NBA. He just doesn't get any respect. And it's funny, I see all these Luka fans crying about ESPN doesn't mention Luka enough. And I'm like, man, are you serious? No, I'm not disrespecting Luka, but Luka hasn't won a championship. Luka doesn't have any MVPs. Giannis has 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year award, a championship. I could argue that he probably should have 2 championships, but Coach Bud is a detriment to the team. That's another question, another video. Giannis gonna get tired of this, man. He'll get tired of having this inept roster around him. He has an inept roster around him right now. He's trying to win games with a bunch of literal role players. Role players. Role players. When he doesn't have Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton on the team, he's literally playing with role players. And the guy has to put up, in some instances, 40 and 20 just to give his team a chance to win, and nobody gives him any praise for that. But whenever they lose, somehow it's a detriment on Giannis. Never a detriment on the coach. Never a detriment on the front office. Never a detriment on the other guys that can't seemingly score. But you want Giannis to somehow, some way, win a game where he's constantly being doubled and triple teamed. When you got guys like Grayson Allen that can't find the goddamn, couldn't shoot a pebble in the ocean. Wesley Matthews, no points. Anyway, what happened to Pat Connaughton, too, by the way? Remember Pat Connaughton during the championship run? He was a hustle guy, man. He would inexplicably have some of these 18, 20-point games. Like, where'd that come from? Driving to the basket and, dunking it and getting putbacks and tips and offensive rebounds. You don't see none of that, man. So I don't know if he's just not right physically, or at age 29 or whatever it is, he's already breaking down physically. But Pat Condon don't even look the same. But that's all I got to say in this video, man. And I know most of y'all don't give a shit because, y'all hate Giannis and you hate the Bucks.